925thebeat.com.
92.5 The Beat of Salt Lake is Drerawka checking in with you on this Tuesday evening, which means it's time for the Rawk The Mic segment. A segment where we get to know our local musicians right here in the 801, like my man across from me, T-James.
What's up, what's up? Thanks for having me, man.
Of course. Are you from Utah?
I'm not from Utah, but I've been here for a solid 7.5 years now.
Okay. So I have this thing right now where it's like if you're not from Utah, but you've been here for 35 years and you're only 18, like you're from Utah, bro.
Right, yeah.
But where are you by way of where?
By way of Portland, Oregon.
We got a tie.
Is that right?
I lived in Portland for 10 years.
No way.
Yep. North, northeast, and southeast.
Okay. I was in the southeast.
I went
right by
to
the Aladdin Theater.
I went to Franklin High.
No way.
Yep.
All right.
I was a Quaker.
I don't see it, but
That's funny. So you got a new single out called Working on a Come Up, along with the new video you just dropped.
Big video.
Which I thought was unique, and in my lifetime of living in Utah, in my lifetime of being in this entertainment scene, I've never seen a video shot on a trailer riding through the city with a band behind you.
That's what we were going for, man. Something that hasn't been done here before. So I'm glad that that's the feedback.
What was the inspiration?
You know, I just randomly got the opportunity to work with someone who is regarded as the emperor of music videos. He goes by the name of Jeff Panzer. And just through people I know and people they know, I got hooked up with him and had the opportunity to make a music video with him. He's made over 3,000 music videos in the music industry dating back 30, 40 years. Sorry, Jeff, didn't mean to date you. But he's done it for, you know, some of the biggest names that I've looked up to since I started making music. I mean, we're talking like Nelly's Country Grammar.
Wow.
He made that video.
Wow.
Lollipop by Lil Wayne.
I was going to say, it reminds me of that.
He made that video. And that was kind of some inspiration that we used for working on a come up to have a similar type style as that, you know, Lollipop video where you see Lil Wayne on that kind of like platform going through the city and stuff. So, yeah, man. So I said, let's do it. Let's full send. And that's what we did.
I think my favorite part of the video, aside from it starting to rain and wondering, like my creative brain started going crazy. I was like, oh, man. This dude's doing a music video in the rain. What's going on with the lights? What's going on with the camera, right? But my favorite part was capturing the city behind the trailer. As you guys are going, the people on the side of the street showing love, the people on the mopeds next to you.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's really cool.
All a bunch of organic interactions, right? And, you know, this city's been so good to me since I started doing music here that I wanted to kind of showcase it in this video. And so that was a big part of it too, is just trying to capture, you know, the beauty of Salt Lake City in the video.
I mean, you did a phenomenal job at it.
Thank you.
Congrats to the team. Now, were you making music before you made it to Utah?
Lightly, yeah. I was doing some stuff. I was doing some stuff with a group. We ended up getting like signed to a little label, and that label ended up trying to scam us and stuff. So we had to like hire lawyers and buy our way out. I mean, the music industry is brutal.
Oh,
man.
it is.
It is brutal. And so the two guys I was working with on that ended up stopped making music. They didn't make music after that. And I still loved it. And kind of, you know, this is something that I do not only for everybody listening, but also for myself, right? You know, like a lot of artists, you know, this is therapy kind of thing for me, right?
Absolutely. Did you have a studio? Did you come here with the studio? What was your musical connection for Utah?
So, yeah, I really didn't know where to start. You know, being a transplant here, I'm sure like a lot of artists are out here. You just try to get connected with the people they're making moves out here, right? And so that's what I kind of tried to do, and, you know, tapped in with a lot of the rap artists from here, and built my own little team. That team goes by the name of Lost Boys Entertainment, and so we've been trying to make moves and, you know, get some bigger shows. And
did you guys sponsor Mike Masters?
Yes, we did.
Okay,
yes,
I remember seeing the on the flyer.
Yeah, Lost Boys Entertainment. So I used to battle rap when I was in Portland and Seattle, and so I love that culture. I love the whole battle arena, man.
I mean, we had El Mac out there, right? So
oh my Ilmac. Yeah.
He held it down for the Northwest.
Yep, exactly. And so when I moved here, it sounded like it was like A-Hat, Utah used to be the thing here, but it was no longer going on.
Well, let me just correct you a little bit.
Oh, my bad.
So it was a little freestyle battle rap group called dogamount.com.
Got it.
That's where I got my start.
No way.
Way back in 07.
Okay.
No, 06, 07 is when we started doing freestyle battles, and from there we had guys like Dumb Luck come out of there.
I was
had
gonna
guys
say,
like
in your interview with Dumb Luck, he was talking about how it used to be freestyle and stuff, and now that's
exactly
changed. Yeah.
So after the freestyle battle, kind of a timeline and boring stuff for a listener, I apologize, but I think that this is important for Utah history.
Yeah.
From there, not to say that Dog 'Em Out started any type of freestyle battle rap. I'm sure there was people doing it before, but on this level, right? Dog 'Em Out came, and then Dog 'Em Out left. When Dog 'Em Out left, Nate Gabino Grimes, he picked up the battle rap league called Mike Masters. He created that in 2011, and during that time, another group came up called A-Hat.
Yep.
And there was different leagues with A-Hat. I think there was some in Vegas. There was some other states. So that's kind of how that whole thing came about. And now Mike Masters is back, and I love to see it.
It's a beautiful thing, man. What Nate's been doing with that, the growth that they've seen in such a short amount of time, the names that they've gotten on some of these cards, outrageous. Mm-hmm. It's outrageous. If you haven't gone to one of those battles, you need to go.
October 14th at Liquid Joe's.
Yep.
The warm-up, or not the warm-up, Mountain West Showdown number 6.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll be in the building there.
I'm coming. So you had some battle rap experience.
Yes, I did, yeah.
So when do we get you in the ring? No, and the reason why I asked you this is because there was one of your earlier songs that I came across. I think it was My Own.
Yep.
My Own was very aggressive. Mm-hmm. My Own was very bars, double entendres, things that a battle rapper would do in a battle. Yep. So it made me think, does T-James battle?
Battling was the single best thing that I ever did for my own writing and writing music. Because when you're battling and you're trying to bar up against someone in a battle, the whole room is listening to every single word that you're saying. There's no beat behind you. There's nothing to mask what's going on. It's all very raw, and every single thing that you say has to be exactly what you meant to say and how you meant to say it. And when you take that into your music writing, it benefits greatly. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So are you going to jump in the ring?
I mean, I think maybe if the right opportunity presented itself, you know what I mean?
What opportunity? You have the biggest league and arguably
that is
in the nation.
Opportunity, huh?
Go to Mike Masters. Mm-hmm. The warm-up is coming up in November. Mm-hmm. Put your name in the hat and make it happen. Now, here's the thing about this battle rap game is I feel like now in 2023, you can go viral off of that.
Totally.
And how do you introduce people to your music? Mm-hmm. By getting those clips. He had this crazy bar. Let me go to his Instagram.
Yep.
Oh, what? He makes music? Oh, he dropped a new album?
True that.
He did a music video in the middle of his city? Like, this dude's dope. I'm a fan.
Yep.
Jump into the ring, bro.
I will say, because I did get a few battles in. So it used to be A-Hat Washington when I was living up in the Seattle area, right? Mm. And we started putting on some of A-Hat Washington's first events. And that grew up and turned into what is now Sky Tier, which is a really dope battle league out of Seattle. And so what I learned from battle rap is that, I mean, you got to respect these guys. They are putting in so much work. It's like 9 minutes or more of material. What is that, like 3-4 songs? Mm. You know what I mean? You're writing 3-4 songs of material, and you're presenting it in one night, and it gets captured on video, which is great. But if that doesn't really do numbers, I mean, all of that content, all of that material that you just wrote is kind of like pigeonholed to that battle. You know what I mean? So for me, like, the juice just wasn't worth the squeeze. But I can see how, you know, artists that benefit from it and get the views and grow in that way, it would be a game changer for their music. But you also don't see a lot of guys that can do both, right?
Why can't you?
Oh, I can.
Here's my thing about T-James. And by the way, it's 92.5 The Beat of Salt Lake. I got T-James up here. We're going to be playing his new single, Working on a Come Up, off of the album Working on a Come Up.
That's right.
Now, one thing that I noticed about your music, going from the early days of T-James that I learned about, getting prepared for this interview, is that you had the hard, gritty stuff. That was kind of the introduction, and then we heard some singing, and then we heard some almost like 311 type of slightly stupid type of reggae type of feel. So many different hats, so many different personalities that we're getting from you. What made you dabble in all these different styles?
I mean, I would say mostly that, my influences in music definitely are a majority hip hop, but I also love rock. I also love blues. I also love jazz and, even some like electronic music and some new stuff that's coming out. I mean, I really pull my inspirations from so many different places. And, at the same time, we're also human and we have so many different sides of us that we can share, right? Like, I'm not mad all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm happy sometimes. Sometimes I want to sing. And so I like to put that in my music as well because it kind of shows the full spectrum of the human experience, right?
Absolutely. I believe it was Working on a Come Up. You said that you were betting on yourself. When did you learn to bet on yourself?
I mean, trial and error and betting on other people to come through for you and that not working out. At the end of the day, really, it's on you. No one's going to, line up an interview with Drerawka for you. Yeah. No one's going to line up that next show at Soundwell for you, opening up for Echo this weekend. Come and see it. It's on Sunday. But no one's going to do that stuff for you. You got to do all that kind of stuff yourself. And if you start, you start seeing like some progression, right? You start seeing that, man, I can do this. I can do this if I just apply myself, if I just put myself out there. And then all of a sudden, it becomes a good bet to bet on yourself.
How much did you lose in crypto?
We won't get into the numbers, but it was an uncomfortable amount.
Did you, how many NFTs did you buy?
I actually didn't get into the NFTs yet.
Yet? So you plan on going with that scam?
Let me take back yet. I didn't get into the NFTs.
Okay. But you still believe in cryptocurrency?
I don't know. I mean, there are definitely some moves being made out there by the banks to establish a digital currency. And they're trying to do away with the dollar. I mean, who carries cash nowadays, right? You got your credit card. Well, how much different is that than some other form of, digital money? So I don't know. I'm not here to give crypto advice, but as far as myself goes, I'm just going to stay away from it for a little bit.
It makes me nervous because money's not even a thing.
Right.
It's just a number attached to your name.
Yeah.
Right? But we hold so much value in something that's fake.
It's what keeps the world running, right?
Including status. Status is fake, bro. Like, it blows my mind how much attention we give it. But we still create content to try to get it. It's hard,
wild.
man.
It's wild.
Now, you did reference some high top J's in Come Up. What's your favorite sneaker ever?
Man, favorite sneaker ever.
Are you a sneaker guy?
Yeah, I'm into I got the Jordans, right? And I mean, I had a little Air Force One phase, and
as most of us did.
So I mean, favorite ever? I don't know. I'll give you a style. I like the fives the best.
Okay.
I'm wearing some fives right now. I like the fives, but as far as like a single model, I don't know, man. There's so many. There's thousands of them now.
Yeah.
They're
all expensive.
I'd say my favorite one's probably one I can't afford. That's
I feel you on that. Now, how's the road rage? Ever since F You Up, have you calmed down on the road rage?
I made that song because I do have a little bit of road rage, and I'm not gonna lie, the drivers out here in Utah aren't exemplary.
And watch your mouth. Watch your mouth now.
I wrote that song to kind of be like my comedic relief in the car when I'm experiencing road rage. And I put that on and I realized, man, I'm being a fool. Like, what am I doing, man? I'm just going to the grocery store. Like, I don't got to get there 38 seconds before I did. You know, you got to calm down. So.
It's a really good song, and it's a really good video because it's relatable.
Right. Right.
So if you're in your car right now, you gotta check this out. It's on YouTube. What's the YouTube? Where do we find this?
So it's on my YouTube channel, T-James YouTube channel. So if you can find me on there, you'll see that video. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Do you think you did enough with that song and that video?
I don't think I did enough with most of my music.
That's probably one of my biggest critics of you. Yeah. Going through, looking at your YouTube channel, I was like, oh, this is good content.
Thank you, man.
It's good. I think that the F You Up song is relatable and should went viral on TikTok. I think that was one you put on TikTok, you put some money behind it because it's relatable. You're going to tag somebody and be like, oh, this is you, right?
Right.
I think that maybe you revisit it. I don't know.
Yep.
But
well, and that's the thing with songwriting and making songs is that those live forever, right? And you can push those to the day you die, and you should. You know what I mean? That's always a part of you, and that's something you made, and it's something that is relevant today as it was yesterday, right? And yeah, so you're right.
What brought you to Utah? A girl?
Yes, in a sense. My wife got into the University of Utah Medical School, so she is now a doctor. I am married to a doctor.
Wow.
Now that's working on a come up, right?
That's yeah. I mean, I wouldn't word it like that because it's your wife. But I think that that has to be hard, right? Like, were you with her during medical school and everything?
We're high school sweethearts.
Whoa.
Yeah. We go way back. So I was class of 07.
Same here.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think it was this year that is officially half of our lives we've been together.
That's nuts.
It's nuts.
So she picked the University of Utah to go to school.
Yep.
Why didn't she go to OHSU? Or were you guys in Washington at the time?
So we were actually living in Portland at the time, and OHSU just didn't pick her.
Because that's a student school.
And
she
she had worked hospital there. Her sister went there for med school. But it's a competitive field,
Yeah.
I talk to people all the time that say that they tried to get into the University of Utah med school and knew some people that with really high credentials that didn't get in. And, I mean, it's just competitive. And, if at first you don't succeed like she didn't, she just kept applying, and she got in. And she got into the U. And so I was like, we got to chase that dream.
Yeah. So what does wifey think about this whole musical career?
She's always been so supportive.
Marrying a rapper.
She's always been super supportive. Like everything I do, even when I make bad choices in music, even when, I drop some lame stuff, she's always there, always coming to the shows and supporting. So I appreciate that very much.
Having a wife that has such a demanding career, I'm not sure what field. I don't know, family medicine, internal medicine, specialist.
She was internal medicine, and then she's now getting further specialization in endocrinology.
Okay, so she has a demanding job.
Yes.
Stressed out, a lot of stuff going on, high profiled, right?
Yeah.
Doctors are looked at with a fine tooth comb and magnifying glass.
Yep.
Does that alter the way that you put out content?
I think it's kind of like a blessing and a curse, right? She's gone all the time, but that leaves me a lot of time to work on my own thing, right? And so it's almost like we kind of got our own missions that we're both doing simultaneously, and we just, come home and break bread at dinner and share our battle stories. And, she's gone through it for sure. And no, I think it's kind of it's awesome that we kind of both have our own goals in life, and we both kind of chase those, by ourselves, and then we always have each other to support each other,
But you putting out content though, does it change? Like, so you put out a song that's maybe very political, right? Does it change you doing stuff like that because that wifey has a career and is looked at very, very,
You know, I would say for the most part, my music is pretty like approachable for anybody, right? It's not, you're really not going to get too offended listening to me.
I mean, unless you're a Utah driver and you see F you up.
True that.
Watch your mouth.
But no, yeah, I mean, she's always been super supportive of all the content that I've put out. And I mean, she loved the working on a come up music video. And so most of the stuff is stuff she can share with her peers and be fine with. Other stuff she just doesn't share. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I
it
feel
just
you.
is what it is.
So any kids? Anything like that?
So I'm actually expecting my first child.
Oh, let's go! Do we know the sex yet?
So it's a baby girl.
Oh!
And we're due the 30th of this month.
Woo!
So
Josephine, what's her name?
my knees are shaking. We've been waffling on names for months, man. We've been going back and forth, and we're both so indecisive. We may have an unnamed child. I don't know, man.
Hazel James.
Hazel James. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'll add it to the list. It's got to get approved by the boss, but we'll see.
Don't shake, bro. There's nothing to prepare you for fatherhood. I got 3 kids. They're beautiful.
Awesome.
This is the scariest part because you haven't met her yet. Right. You're about to meet a person that's gonna live with you and be with you for the rest of your life. You don't know how.
Which is crazy to think about.
You don't know this person.
No.
This is a unique person to the world that's about to be dropped off at your house.
Trust me, man, my mind is blown. And you're right. It's not something that you can prepare for. And I mean, I'm just trying to, make sure that we're all ready at home. And, I think if we just go into it with, all the love and care in the world that we can, it'll turn out great. It'll turn out fine, right?
Yeah.
We're in a good position. We both got jobs. We got a house, and we're set up. So I'm glad it's happening now as opposed to like when I was like, 23 or something. There's a lot of early pregnancies out here.
Why you say 23? That's when I had my first kid.
This is a Drerawka attack, dude.
So what I'm hearing is in 2024 we're gonna have a daddy version of T-James. I'm sure that it's gonna reflect in your music. Right?
My music is going full dad rap.
I honestly think it's already there with F You Up.
It's right on there. It's right there.
Plus you wear a blazer.
That's right.
I was disappointed you didn't show up in a blazer today.
Work's gotten a little more lax since COVID, and they kind of let us wear whatever we want now, but I had to suit up for that video.
Yeah, I hear you. It's 92.5 The Beat of Salt Lake, Drerawka. The Rawk The Mic segment. I got artist T-James up here, a Portland transplant, but he's been here 7 years. So he's a Utah now.
That's right. I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere else.
And you've conceived a child here, so.
That's right.
You're here.
That's right.
We're going to be playing his new single, Working on a Come Up, soon here. But I do have some more questions for you.
Okay.
Now, it has been 50 years since hip-hop was born. What does that mean to T-James?
I mean, the history of hip-hop is it's really fun to go back and look into and see kind of where it all started, where it originated, what came from it, how it's evolved. So much so that I'm honestly, I just feel kind of blessed to be a part of it, and to be able to open up for artists that I've been listening to for years is like the hugest blessing to me. So fulfilling, even if that's the furthest this ever goes. I mean, amazing, right? And so to have this sort of community, we've got a hip hop community here in Salt Lake that's pretty. I almost said a word. Pretty dang talented. And I run a little local artist showcase every single month at Good Grammar down the street.
Oh, wow.
And so I put on just any local artists that want to get up on the mic. It's kind of like an open mic, but you just got to sign up in advance. And the people that come through there out of the woodwork, I mean, just blow me away. And, we put on a whole night of hip-hop songs that people need to hear. And, there's some real talent out here. And so as far as what hip-hop, means to me over all this time, it's really like like I said earlier, it's kind of like music has been therapy, and a lot of that is hip hop. It stems from what hip hop is, right? And so, yeah, I mean, it's good that it's come this long, especially after years of them saying hip hop is dead.
Nas, you're the one that did that when you released that song. When you said come up to the radio station, murder the DJ, I was like, jeez, hey, one day I'm gonna be up there. So tell me a little bit about the Good Grammar Artist Showcase that you do every month.
So yeah, like when I moved here from Portland, Oregon, and in Portland I was doing like a open mic circuit every week. There was open mics everywhere downtown at all these bars. So I'd have my Tuesday spot, my Wednesday spot, my Thursday spot, and do that like all the time and just get out there and perform and get on stage. And so when I moved here, I realized, man, there's like no open mics at any bars downtown Salt Lake to be found. And so I was like, man, let's just create our own. And so I approached one of the bars downtown here and talked to the owner. I said, hey, I'd love to start throwing an event here every month. And they were super supportive of it, let me have a night every single month that I could come in and throw this event. And we started it, I think, like in 2017 or 18. Obviously, when the pandemic came through, we had to go on hiatus, but we brought it back this year. And it came back super strong. It's been awesome. The community that is kind of gathered and shows up every month. I mean, it's like not just the artists that are performing that night, but artists that performed 5 months ago and came back because they want to see that show. It's people that heard about it and just want to like come be a part of the showcase. Because like how we do it is every artist gets to perform, and then all the audience members vote for their favorite artist of the night. The artist with the most votes then gets studio time at Lost Boys Entertainment Studios, and we record a full mixed and mastered song for them. And so that's a big deal for a lot of artists that have never tried to get in a studio. That can't afford to get in the studio, have only ever done home stuff. Things like that. We're trying to just kind of develop the scene, and so it's been really awesome. It's been one of the most fulfilling things about music that I've done.
Now, you've been out here for 7 years. You've been in the music scene how many years? Since 17?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So about 17. So you've been here for a while. You've been doing it for a while. You met, a few people and whatnot.
Yep.
What do you think we're doing really good at, and what do you think we need some help with in this scene?
So as far as things that Salt Lake hip hop has going for it, like I said before, the talent here is amazing and honestly slept on. There's so many good artists that have music that if you had it slid into your top 40 list, you may not even notice that there was a local artist from Salt Lake on that list, right? Mm-hmm. So as far as like the actual music that's coming out of this state, I mean, I'm very impressed with that side of it. I think the side that could be worked on is that it seems like kind of everybody's kind of got their own little silos, right? Everybody's kind of working on their own thing, and which is cool because a lot of them are doing really cool things. Mm-hmm. But what I learned with the Lost Boys is that when you come together and you pool your resources together, you can do bigger things. And that's what I think this scene could work on is coming together more and doing bigger things.
Have you had the opportunity to do that with your own Good Grammar Night?
Yeah, we've have you collabed? As far as like collaborating with artists? Mm-hmm. Yes. Met quite a few artists at the showcase. Met a great recording studio. I got to plug Hive Minded Studios. Awesome hip hop recording studio. I record my music there, and a lot of artists that I've met through the showcase record there as well. I know a lot of collaborations that have happened from the showcase, me included, but even just artists that were on the same night together, and they liked each other's music, and they ended up contacting each other afterwards, and then making a hit, and that's pretty cool in itself, right?
Absolutely. It's 92.5 The Beat of Salt Lake, Drerawka, the Rawk The Mic segment. I got artist T-James up here. We're going to be playing his new single, Working on a Come Up, here shortly. But I want to jump into a segment I'll call This or That.
This or That.
Okay? I'm going to give you two things. You have to choose one. There's no picking this or not
No
picking both
rhyme
of
or
them.
reason. No.
Nah, just gotta hit it.
Okay.
All
right.
First one. Barbecue or tacos?
Tacos.
I seen the video with you barbecuing. So I thought you would go barbecue. Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Whiskey or tequila?
Whiskey.
Boom bap or trap?
Wow, that's a tough one, man. I will go boom bap just because we'll go boom bap.
All right. Swimming pool or river?
River.
Cash or card?
Cash all day, man. Cash is king.
I wrote that down before our conversation. Rain or sunshine?
Sunshine. Yeah.
You had enough of it in Portland, huh? The rain?
I love it here. It's just nice out all the time.
Yeah, I love it too. All right. BMW or Mercedes?
BMW.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Are you a coffee guy?
I drink coffee every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling my wife I'm turning into my dad because I'll drink it early in the morning and I'll drink a cup before I go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, turning into my dad. All right.
We can't help you from becoming your parents.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is a great thing. My dad's a great man. All right. Horror or horror?
My wife might see this. What are we doing?
Horror?
Horror.
Is that how you say it? Horror? Horror.
Horror or.
Horror? Or comedy?
I'm going to go comedy. Because some horrors are so bad they end up comedy anyways, right?
Oh, man. FCC, don't find me. I said horror with an H. All right. T-James, man, it's been a pleasure getting to know you, man.
Likewise.
I think you're a talented artist.
Thank you.
I think you have something really cool, man. I just think that we need more of you. We need to see you more. We need to on the internets, right?
Yep.
We need to you need to be in everybody's face.
You're right. You're right.
I think that you do that, man. You got the personality. I've had a really good time with you tonight.
Appreciate that. And
I think you accompany that with good music. You're out of here.
Let's go.
Now, do you leave your wife and child behind?
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, man.
Your wife's like, I don't like him no more.
Yeah.
I don't like this Dre guy. All right, T-James, man, where can we follow you? Upcoming shows, etc.
Hey, hit me up on Instagram. It's tjames.music. You can find me on, man, I should have these things all plugged out.
Rappers.
Huh? Honestly, lstbyz.com. And you can see everything that I'm up to, everything that my crew is up to, Lost Boys. We got some really cool things that we got in the works, and I hope you'll pay attention.
I love it, man. Now, this is the major part. Your song's about to be played on the radio in Utah.
Wow.
Right now, I need you to introduce it.
Everybody, this is about to be the T-James single, Working on a Come Up, off of the Working on a Come Up album. Please enjoy.
Let's get into it. It's 92.5, the beat of Salt Lake.
I'm always working on a come up. Yeah, all day soon as the sun up. I always bank on what I'm gonna do, and I always end up